So I imagine some of these things you've just mentioned primarily apply to face-to-face interactions. How does it translate into a more online environment, which we're kind of like moving into now?
Okay, so online with video, is that the question, Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. Yeah, the most powerful form of communication is face to face together in the same room.
Yeah.
And then the next most powerful is like we've got today, where you're seeing people. Yes, thanks to electronic communication, we're a little bit distant, but we are basically in the same room. So all those non-verbal skills are really important. What's my eye contact like?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's my voice like?
Mm-hmm.
So am I rushing it or am I well paced? Is there some variety? Is there some variety? And is there some light and colour?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the gesturing like? And also what's the appropriate movement? So all this non-verbal skills that we'd have if we're in the same room absolutely translate to the virtual meeting.
Mm-hmm. Right. Do you have a few practical steps we could be taking to sharpen some of those non-verbal skills then?
Okay, again, off the bat, rehearse. So
Right.
if I've got an important meeting coming up, spending time in the exact same position that I want to deliver it, and I hear myself out loud. Some people rehearse by just reviewing something on a screen or looking at their notes. And so all the conversation is up here and it sounds terrific. Where it's really important to have that opportunity to hear yourself and fine tune, because that from that perspective, you may find, oh, I'm over talking this point, waffling on this answer. So it's really important to be quite intentional and have some rehearsal. And then in terms of the delivery, it's be just conscious of that if I created a space that's not distracting, so is my environment, so what's behind me, is that easy to engage with or is it distracting? Using the virtual backgrounds perhaps to reduce the distraction of their home if it's home-based communication. So that's something to be conscious of. Just what's the environment in which I'm trying to communicate? What's the quality of the sound and the camera? Again, that helps. What's the lighting like on me or in my office or in my home environment like as well? There's some of the things to be conscious of, just as you would if you were face-to-face in an office together. We want to make sure that the room was set up well, the lighting was good, there wasn't distractions or too many distractions around it. It's the same thing when we're communicating virtually. We've got to be very conscious of that. Because the big challenge is that when we're separated, as we are even today, is that there are probably more distractions for the receiver of our messages because we're in totally different environments. And there may be other people with the receiver. There may be other things happening with them. Like as I'm talking to you now from home office, across the road from me, they're building a house. So there's trucks constantly coming down and up our street and deliveries being made. So you have a noise, but you also have a visual distraction. So I'm really conscious of doing everything you can as a communicator to keep attention and lower the chance that your audience will drift off to checking out what's happening behind them or doing their emails or whatever.
Right. Do you think that there's an optimal time limit on these online meetings then?
That will vary, but I think today a short, sharp, like punchy 30-minute meeting is gold. I think because anecdotally people are spending more times in video meetings in this world of COVID-19 and working remotely. So there's a lot of pressure on their diaries, and I just think a snappy 30-minute meeting goes a long way to getting some great outcomes.
Yeah, great. And it definitely helps as a receiver also to ensure that your concentration is still working.
Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
But it does create more. There is more effort because people looking at multiple screens, and it's one-dimensional. Whereas in an office, we've obviously got the 3 dimensions happening, but it's one-dimensional because it's a screen. So that for a receiver, that makes it hard work. That's why most people are probably finding that they're tired at the end of the day working at home than being in an office environment. But there is a plus. There's shorter commutes. I love my short commute from the kitchen to the office. It's terrific.
Oh gosh, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
You're welcome, Hannah. You have an awesome day.
You too.